Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. About 5:15, 4:21 Sunday, about 54 degrees. So the sun is past my solar collectors, my solar cells, so I'm not fully charged anymore. They're just below charge. So what am I up to today? Well, given that it's Sunday, you guys know the routine. I went to the flea market, and it was kind of a lousy day at the flea market. I went through my first cruise through. I was feeling a little cheap because I've been spending way too much money. So I went through the whole place once and found nothing. And it was a good market today. There was quite a few people there. So then I'm like, uh-oh, this is ridiculous. I mean, because it cost me about $20 to run the F-150 out there and back. It costs it's about 45 miles each way, so 90 miles divided by 20 miles to the gallon. I got 4.5 gallons of gas times $4. I mean, you could do the math on that, and it's $2 to get in. So the second time, kind of went through it with more of a desperate air, and really looked, and this is all I came up with: $3 worth. I got this case, this black plastic case. Looks like it was for a Dremel tool. I see a drill bit, a brush. This is the piece. I don't know how well can you see it. This is the piece you put little saw blades in, so to speak, the polishing blades. And it's got a little, I don't know, Brillo pad thing. So yeah, I paid a whole $1 for this. I mean, we're to the point where we're buying plastic boxes. This meter was a decent find though. AmpProbe. Gave a guy $2 for it. So what you do is for AC, just put it right over. If you have a hot wire, literally this is all you do. Put it right over the wire just like that, and you see how many amps you're pulling. Real difficult, right? The other thing is it does volts. To do volts, you go from that hole to this hole, and it does AC volts. And if you want to do ohms, you go from this hole to the one on the side, and I think you push this button. I think you push that button, and that's how you read ohms. What are these used for? Actually, this meter is used by an equipment engineer, which I happen to be, and to do exactly what we're describing. You put this on each phase, if it's 3-phase, to make sure that you got the load balanced, see how many amps you're pulling on each phase. So that's one thing you do. The other thing is checking voltages. Obviously, that's always handy for troubleshooting. And lastly, a lot of times when you're trying to bring up equipment, you're trying to figure out how much resistance you have between the equipment and ground. So, I mean, obviously you're going to need longer leads than this. Well, or it depends. Sometimes there's a ground bus that goes right by the equipment, or the floor. A lot of the equipment is on metal floors, metal graded floors, which is well grounded, and then you just check to see what the resistance is between the equipment and the ground. A little thing about that, you really cannot do that measurement when the equipment is on. If the equipment's on, a lot of times you'll get some kind of potential which throws your meter off. So anyway, a little equipment engineering meter. I don't know, these meters for an AmpProbes are actually nice meters. It's probably, I don't know, 60, 70, 80, 100, I don't call it a $50 meter. The case was not worth much. So anyway, it was for the $3 I spent. I didn't come home, considering the time and effort and all that, it really didn't pay off. Alright, I'm gonna do this in a couple of different videos, that way they don't get too long. last night it took almost an hour to upload the last video, so I got to keep these shorter, and it makes it easier for folks watching them too. You can kind of look at the topic and figure out if you want to look at it or not, and then if you do, you watch 5 minutes. If you don't, you go on to the next one, which will only be 5 minutes or so long. Anyway, folks, live, love, have a great time. We'll catch you on the next episode of The Horde. Thanks for watching.